I'm feeling low.
Hello there, Lemonheads, and welcome back to the Lemonade Stand, or welcome if you are new. My name is Brianna. I am a certified personal trainer, a big, huge biology nerd, and a registered dietitian to be. We are gathered here today for another installment of you all watching me react to and critique Beachbody workouts while I educate you in the process. Before we proceed, if you love science-based health, wellness, and fitness education with some lols and some dry sarcasm along the way, hit that subscribe button and join the Lemonade Stand. I would sure love to have you here. Without anything further, let's make lemonade. FYI, I'm still wearing my crown because it is still my birthday month, June. Okay, thank you so much. My birthday was like 5 days ago. I turned 30, in case anyone's wondering. I didn't do anything that major, you know. I just had a whole big photo shoot. No big deal. And I did mention in one of my first videos of June that I would be wearing a crown for probably most, if not all, of the videos during the month of June. So that's what we're doing because I'm extra. So let's get started. This first one that we're going to look at is from the newer Beachbody program, I believe, Fire and Flow, or maybe I'm saying newer, but actually, has it come out yet? I don't know if it's come out yet. Anyway, I was sent the sample workout for the Fire and Flow program, which I will be trying soon. But in the meantime, let's react to some of the workouts from it. That one definitely started off normal, but then I feel like it took kind of an awkward turn. It looks like a good old-fashioned dumbbell RDL, Romanian deadlift. But then when she stood back upright, she lifted one leg up, then did like something of a front kick. And to me, that step seemed completely unnecessary. Like washing your hands after you go to the bathroom. Just kidding, I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding. But seriously though, what's the point of that last step? I must say, I have not yet completed the Fire and Flow sample workout, but I have watched through it a little bit. I don't like to watch all of it before I like do the workout. I don't know, because I kind of want to be I want my reaction to be genuine. And I like want to be surprised. So I've watched like a little bit through it, like kind of fast forward here and there to kind of see a little bit what it's about. And I think a lot of it, this is just talking about the sample workout, mind you. The little bit I did see looked relatively normal, I feel like. And when I say normal, I'm talking about like Beachbody super trainer standards. But a trend I did notice was like them like adding extra steps to otherwise normal standard exercises. For example, what we just watched here, this Romanian deadlift, which is a fantastic lower body exercise to train the hamstrings and the glutes, but then they, for some reason, I think it's Jericho Matthews who technically does the flow part, or the fire part, I think, and I guess she made the decision to have people come up from their RDL, lift their front leg, and then kick out. That seems like an annoying extra step. I feel like for the average healthy human who's just looking to get in like better physical shape and just looking to get in a good solid workout, adding that extra front lift leg kick thing to the RDL is pointless. That's my opinion. I think a regular old Romanian deadlift is just fine. In fact, I would argue that it's better than this. I don't have a demo for this one. Stop trying to reinvent the wheel. Also, before we move on, I actually don't have demos for most of these. A lot of these are just going to be me saying, stop trying to reinvent the wheel. There's demos for a couple of them as alternatives that I could think of, but for most of them, I don't have demos. Just full disclosure now. So let's look at this next one. It's ridiculous, FYI. Pop squat plus resistance band plus one arm upright row equals this abomination. I really don't know where to start. I guess we'll start from the bottom. I personally don't mind pop squats. I do those sometimes, and like occasionally I'll have my clients do them as like part of like a circuit workout. I don't think pop squats on their own are inherently bad. They're a fun time. Although I guess in that sense, the word fun is subjective. Adding the band is obviously gonna add some bit of resistance, but it's also at the potential risk of it like snapping and kind of rolling up your legs from the speed and the force of like your pop squats. I wouldn't personally recommend adding a resistance band to a pop squat because of that, but if you really want to, I can't stop you guys. You know, I don't want to micromanage. So all that's that. And then we have the element of the very poor quality upright row. I have voiced my frustration and grievances with upright rows in this series many, many thousand times before, and I will really never stop. In the context of these Beachbody workouts, where these super trainers are instructing people to do the upright rows, I don't think I've ever seen anyone do them correctly. A lot of people tend to go too high with upright rows when it's not necessary. You don't need to go that damn high. It can really, really damage your shoulders. Her going too high is already bad enough. But then she's also going really fast and jerking that weight around like it owes her money. I personally have disrespectful shoulders. I have a little bit of bursitis. Those were the doctor's exact words that one time. What does he know? Like he went to medical school or something. I personally don't do upright rows very often for that reason. But when I do, I don't go super heavy and I don't go any higher than like right about here, boob height, because it's not necessary. Going too heavy and too high can really just aggravate my shoulders, and the same goes for most people. Even if you don't have issues with your shoulders, you really shouldn't be going super high and super heavy with upright rows. If you want to do upright rows, I please just ask that you do them right. You don't need to go super heavy. And again, about boob height, nipple height, whatever you've got going on in your chest. People are always going like that. Don't do that. Stop going so high. You will up your shoulders. I think one of the reasons people think that you need to go super high is that that's the only way you'll feel it in your deltoids, but that's not true. You don't need to go that high to be able to feel it in your deltoids. Right about here is just fine. I personally don't ever have my clients do upright rows. I do them myself occasionally, like I said. I guess you could call them like a controversial exercise in the fitness world because of the potential risk of them, but my final words are, if you want to do them, I can't stop you, but please just do them right. You don't need to go super heavy and you don't need to go super high. And in my opinion, this specific workout, I don't know what program it's from actually. I'm sure somebody will let me know in the comments. But I feel like this particular exercise, this combination is just an accident waiting to happen in my opinion. It's pandemonium. And that is not a word I use very often. Don't do all these things together and don't go that damn high with your upright rows. You don't need to. If you want to add a little more in your training, and maybe you're training at home and you want to train with a little bit more intensity, you want to add a little bit more, pick a few solid exercises and train in a circuit style. You don't need to take those same few solid exercises and roll them into one big mega exercise. Your better bet is to just take a few things, do a few reps of each one, and take, I don't know, maybe 1 minute or less in between each exercise and just like train in a circuit style. This is an ambiguous exercise. I've seen these called different things. It's like a combination of a squat jump, jumping jack, and a star jump. Let's just let it be a mystery. Whatever the case may be, consider these a higher impact alternative to whatever that Beachbody nonsense was. No equipment, no craziness. Very simple and straightforward. Here's the next one. This one reminds me of archery. Doesn't it kind of look like she's holding a bow and arrow, but she's also kind of added the row to it as well. I've never in my life done archery. For all I know, this might be like a warm-up or an exercise for training archery. I don't know. Archery people, chime off in the comments below. Let me know, is this a thing in archery? Do you guys do this? You guys do this like to warm up, train, or something like that? That being said, this is not archery. These are just regular people trying to do regular at-home workouts. So I'm going to treat it as such. There's not a whole lot to this. I don't think this has a ton of moving parts. She's just holding a lunge while holding a resistance band and is pointing it up, pulling it to row it, and then pointing it down, and then repeat. I guess you could also maybe say she's doing like a warrior one pose, like in yoga. This is another one where I think this one is also from the newer program Fire and Flow. I'm not sure. I know the flow parts of the program, they are intended to incorporate yoga and be a little bit slower, which is, you know, I think that's great. I love yoga personally. But if this one is on one of the flow days, that's why I said maybe it's a warrior one too. If this one is from one of the flow days, it's kind of strange to me that they've incorporated like this rowing variation too, where she's like holding the band. I don't know. This is weird. This looks like yoga and archery had a baby. So the on-screen text is interesting. I wanted to read that too. It says, think resistance bands won't challenge you. Think again. Hashtag do this with me. Who said resistance bands won't challenge you? I don't think that that's true, but I think it does depend how you're using them. Like I've seen fitness people before, like other fitness professionals, kind of talk crap about resistance bands and they're like, and saying that they're useless and pointless. But like What if that's all somebody has though? Should they just not use them and not exercise at all? I personally don't think that that's a good alternative, and I don't think it's very fair to be like, resistance bands are useless, don't use them. Part of being the professional is you have to meet people where they are. If the only equipment somebody has is resistance bands, then you be the fitness professional and show them a functional and resourceful way to be able to use them so that they can get a decent workout in with them. So this is another one where I don't have a demo. Personally, I think you could just hold a static lunge and then like do a row with a band without doing that weird up and down stuff if you wanted to put them together. Or you could separate them and like, I don't know, maybe do some lunges on that side of the room, come to this side of the room, and then do some rows. You do that, then we'll go to Starbucks, eat some Oreos, and we'll all have a good laugh and a great workout. Okay, so this next one is also fire and flow. I guess that's gonna be the theme today. That was not intentional, by the way. This one reminded me of something that got shared around social media a little while ago by some of the fitness professionals I follow. I can't for the life of me remember who originally posted it, but it was a trainer, and they were having their client do a bent over barbell row while holding one leg up behind them, and the back foot was resting on a stability ball. So they were pretty much doing a bent over row with one leg, and then the back foot was just up on on a stability ball. And in the caption, they wrote something like, "Oh, this is a really great glute exercise." They were specifically like, "This is a really great glute workout." A lot of people were clowning him, not clowning him, criticizing him, because how is a one-legged bent over row targeting the glutes? And I want you guys to keep in mind, I know I said I can't remember who exactly it was, but it wasn't just like your regular run-of-the-mill dumb influencer. This was somebody who has a legitimate background in like exercise science and fitness. So many people were like, what the heck is this? What is this? How is this glutes? You're doing a barbell row while balancing on one foot and putting one foot behind them on a stability ball. This is dumb. Ugh, I wish I could remember who it was. Anyway, that's what this particular one reminds me of. Too many ingredients in this sandwich, I think. Holding a resistance band row. So doing like an isometric hold with the row while standing on one leg while doing like a glute leg raise at the same time. Why? Is this just to do as much as possible? Because mission accomplished. I say this all the time, you guys. Just because you're doing more doesn't mean you're doing more. I'm just now noticing too, as I'm filming this, that there's a lot of weird rowing happening today, like with the videos that we're watching. Maybe that's the other theme. That was also not intentional. I feel like there's nothing for me to demonstrate here. Just separate these things. Do rows over here, and then maybe go over there, and if you want to do like a glute kickback or a leg raise, then do that over there. I feel like putting them together is silly. So many of these exercises just need to file for a formal separation. They'll be much happier. Here's the next one. This girl's got a cool setup. She has a whole barbell back there. I see some dumbbells. Is that an easy? I can't tell if that's an, oh, okay. It's like an easy bar. Okay. It's got a lot of space. I'm a sucker for like exposed brick and like wooden beams across the ceiling. And this chick has both in her house, and I'm just living for it. It's really nice. Anyway, I'm really glad I cut back on this series. Because really, there's only so many ways that I can say what the fuck is going on. I don't get the point of this as a whole, like as in one entity together. I see the shoulder press, but I don't see the point of lowering oneself down to a kneeling position, then crossing the dumbbell over to the opposite hip. That would also be really hard if you're using a heavier dumbbell. I think I can, let me see. Okay, I can see pretty clearly that's a 15-pound dumbbell. That's not that heavy. But I feel like if she were going any heavier, that'd be really hard to do, and it would also hurt your shoulder. Maybe it just hurt my shoulder, really. My shoulders are babies. Anybody know what program this is from? Chime off in the comments. All right, here's another one. So this one is basically just dumbbell bicep curls. Let me see. I think those are hammer. Yeah. So this one's basically hammer curls, dumbbell hammer curls with an extra step. an unnecessary step in my opinion. She has the dumbbells in her hands and she's doing curls, which is perfectly fine. Who doesn't love a good bicep curl every now and again? Obviously you guys can see this yourselves. The weird thing is, in between like each curl, she's kind of pivoting on the back foot, rotating to face the other side, doing another curl, and then repeating that like pivoting thing. I already think that this exercise honestly is stupid, but I could see this not being feasible in people with like knee issues. Then again, if you're doing an upper body workout that includes bicep curls, you would think that you needn't worry about your knees at all. But then again, this is Beachbody, where they add a weird pivot, turn, lunge to your bicep curls. This one is honestly truly stupid. Stupid in my opinion. Just do a damn bicep curl. Stop trying to reinvent the exercise wheel by adding a bunch of weird random extra steps to an otherwise normal and solid exercise. Personally, I see these celebrity super trainers who are making these programs, I see them doing things like that just to make it feel harder, to make you think you're getting a better workout when really you're not. You're just doing more stuff. This particular one would have been so much better off, I think, just standing there, just doing hammer curls. It's just adding extra steps and it's wasting time. If she weren't doing that knee pivoting thing in between each curl, she would be able to get in so many more curls. Just because you're doing more doesn't mean you're doing more. Okay, so these next couple that we're gonna look at are different. They're from 9 Week Control Freak, and I just know that because this person is watching. I just did that. I think that was me drawing a TV because they have the TV on in the background and you can see Autumn Calabrese on the TV, and it looks like the set of 4 week. I was about to say 4 Week Control Freak. The 4 weeks for everybody. The accompanying fitness program to the 4 week gut protocol. Okay, so I have several issues with this one. So I guess let's start from the bottom and work our way up. So she's doing a stationary lunge, which is not inherently a problem in my opinion, but I don't understand the point of kind of lifting up in between rows, in between your rowing reps like this. You could just as easily separate your rows and your stationary lunges. Now, is that the worst thing about this exercise? No. Let's now move upward. So while she's down on her knees, she's doing... I guess that's a row. The reason I say I guess is because she's not bending over very far. So I feel like it's probably not hitting her back as much as it could be. My biggest issue with this, however, is her grip. I'll try and zoom in on her hand so you guys can see it. So if you look closely at her hand, she's using what's called a mixed grip, or also sometimes people call it a cross grip. This is a type of grip that you might see in lifts such as deadlifting. I have encountered people who don't like to use the mixed grip for deadlifting because they say over time it can cause... Am I crooked? Oh my god, have I been crooked this whole time? Because over time it can cause muscular imbalances. But then on the other hand, a lot of people actually like the mixed grip for deadlifting because it helps you steady the bar and it helps keep the bar from rolling in your hands, ultimately helping you better grip the bar. Personally, I like to use the mixed grip when I'm doing sumo deadlifts. This is what I mean by mixed grip. So this is, I don't have anything I could use as a bar. Pretend there's a bar right here. One hand over, my other hand under. That's a mixed grip. However, something that I do is I make sure to rotate my hands with every set. And the reason I do that is to prevent that unevenness and those imbalances from happening from constantly doing the mixed grip in the same hand position. So what do I mean by that? So if I'm doing 4 sets, first set like this, second set like that, third set like that, fourth set like that. That's what I mean. I'm rotating my hands. Overall, though, the mixed grip is not an abnormal thing to do with things like deadlifting. However, doing it for rowing, like we are seeing here, I would personally not recommend. There's a lot of different ways you can row, and you can emphasize different muscles just by adjusting your hand position by how you're holding the weight. An overhand grip tends to emphasize the muscles of the upper back a little bit more, whereas an underhand grip tends to emphasize the muscles of like the middle back a little bit more. I don't believe one is better than the other. It just depends on what you're trying to do. The issue with rowing with a mixed grip like this is it can cause definitely muscular imbalances. Now, I will say I don't know. We're only seeing a few seconds of this particular exercise, so I don't know if maybe the creator of this program, Autumn Calabrese, I don't know if like maybe she has people switch for another set. Like if they do another set, maybe she has people like switch their hands. In that case, I suppose that would resolve the issue. However, if that's the case, I don't see the point of even doing the mixed grip row like that in the first place. I think you could just take an overhand grip row and an underhand grip row and not do them together. Just do one set of one and one set of the other. I would not recommend mixing your grip with like bent over dumbbell rows like this. Okay, we just had to take a short break as my camera overheated. I finished my Starbucks. Now I'm drinking, this is Trader Joe's, my favorite low-calorie pink lemonade, and then a pineapple-flavored sparkling water. It's delicious. I have mixed those two in here. I'm drinking it out of a stemless wine glass because I am a woman of class and sophistication. So this next one we got is, I actually have more of a question/comment. So this one's just more rowing. She's actually using the same grip on both hands, which is great. This exercise looked very familiar to me. It looks like one that I have seen before. I think in 9-week Control Freak. It was either in 9-week Control Freak or maybe it is also the 4-week gut protocol. But I swear I remember seeing an exercise in which Autumn is demonstrating a bent over, like she's got a dumbbell in each hand, bent over dumbbell row, which is, you know, fine, that's normal. But then she also has the ball. She has the ball in between her thighs. I feel like I remember seeing it in 9-week Control Freak, but I think it's also in 4-week, in the 4 weeks for everybody as well. The thing with this one though, it's pretty much exactly what I just described, except they're kneeling. And with that being the case, the ball, while I would find to be pointless even if they were standing, seems even more pointless being that they're kneeling on the floor. I'm interested to know what Autumn's logic is to be having people kneeling and doing this with the ball between their knees. And again, personally, I see the ball as pointless either way, but in my opinion, it's even more, I'm questioning it even more being that they're kneeling. And also, again, because they're kneeling, they've limited their range of motion for how far their arms can get down. She's also not even really bending over that far, actually. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just curious about Autumn's logic with this one. And that's definitely how it's supposed to be done. We can see it on the TV in the background. Yeah, that one's weird. Okay, here's the next one.
3, 4, squat. Up. This is our last little bit. Home stretch. Push all the way till the end. We gotta finish every single rep. We're not gonna try to rush through it. We still gotta.
The caption of this one says, that being said, I mean, she was probably saying something in the previous story. It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't need fancy gym equipment, matching workout clothes, or an expensive gym membership. I agree with 2 out of 3 of those. How am I supposed to do my workout if I don't look cute enough for Instagram? So this one I believe is from 4-week gut protocol. And the reason I assume that is because I can hear, and you guys can hear it too, that sounds like Autumn Calabrese talking. This person's probably also watching Beachbody On Demand. And Autumn just really seems to love that ball for this program. Anyway, so this one looks like a squat combined with sort of a wide grip bicep curl. And I noticed she's going slow on that eccentric contraction. That's the other thing that actually makes me believe that this is the 4 weeks for everybody, because that is something that is emphasized in this program, eccentric contractions, which is not a bad thing. This is another case of 2 good exercises that are perfectly fine on their own, but they're somehow made worse when you roll them together like this. Also, not sure if any of you have seen that video, but a few weeks ago I uploaded a video of me trying the 4 weeks for everybody sample workout. And in that, one of the exercises I recall doing was a regular squat, a regular dumbbell squat, but I had the ball in between my thighs, kind of like how she has here. And I distinctly remember not liking doing the squats like that at all. My squat form really suffered, and I felt very strongly that it was because the ball was getting in my way. So I stand by my opinion about the ball in between the thighs during squatting. I personally find it to not only be useless, but it also really lowers the quality overall of your squat. Why can't you just do a regular squat without the ball? No demo for this one. Just separate these 2 things, please. And ditch the ball. All right, we got one more. There's that damn ball again. So it looks like she's just doing a dumbbell chest press at, I guess you could call it an incline. The reason I'm hesitant to call it an incline is because that ball isn't offering that much of an incline, but I mean, it's still an incline. So yeah, I guess it's like an incline chest press. But also for some reason, with every press, she's bending at one of her knees and kicking out each leg, but like alternating each leg. I'm not sure what exactly this is trying to be. I don't think that this is a good way to do an incline chest press. You can look at this person and tell that their neck is straining like crazy because she's just trying to keep her head up and press the weight up at the same time. In my opinion, the best way to do an incline chest press is, if you have it, use an incline bench. Or you could use a resistance band and adjust a band. Adjust the bands lower so that they're coming up from the floor if you don't have a bench too. And if you don't have either one of those things, a bench or a set of resistance bands that you can secure to something, then I don't think it's the end of the world personally. I would just do a chest press on a flat surface. That's my first issue with this. My second grievance is I don't understand what that knee kick is doing aside from just being an annoying extra step. I don't doubt that this exercise is doing what it's supposed to do. I don't doubt that it's targeting her chest muscles, but I think it's also really straining her neck because her head and neck are not being supported by a bench. She's just straining to hold her head up. And then also that knee kick thing is just stupid. I'm sorry. I just don't like it. It's dumb. You don't need to do that. Just do a chest press. There's a better way to do this, and I will show you how. So I wanted to keep it really simple. I'm not showing you anything that I haven't showed you all before, I don't think. So this first one is just me showing you how to use a resistance loop with a handle to do an incline chest press. I have the band position down so that way I'm pushing it up. And this is how you can do an incline press without a bench, just using a resistance band. And then here I'm just showing a regular chest press on a flat surface using dumbbells. All you really need is the dumbbells for this. I'm going slow. I'm pressing the weights up and bringing them together at the top. I think it is ideal to use a bench for these to allow your elbows to lower more, which will give you a wider range of motion. However, I didn't have a bench. And likewise, if you do not have a bench, I think that that's okay too. I still think you can still do a flat bench chest press like this if all you have is the floor. In conclusion, I'm glad that I cut back on this series. It's allowed me to be able to put more into these videos, research better, and make them longer. So thanks everyone for going with the flow on that change there. I appreciate you guys. If in fact you made it to the end, if you made it to this point in the video, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. You really don't know how much that means to me. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. If you enjoyed me and want to see more of my face, hit the subscribe button for more shenanigans. Follow me on Instagram, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Babies. Oh, what a handsome boy. What a handsome boy you are, Zeus.
They all got their exercise this morning. They came home, had some food, and now they're all just so tired. Alex is just chilling on the floor. He's probably hot. One of the pros of having a concrete floor, like it's hot in Texas right now. It's June in Texas, so it's hot. So after they come in from being outside, they just lay on the floor. It probably feels really good. You wanna say bye? You're so handsome. He's like, leave me alone.
Do you want to say bye?
Let's all get a good look at Alpha's tongue, because I know you guys love it.
Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Bye. Alpha.
Bye.